My name is Emily Price, and I chose the grievance discussion case 6. My role is an HR director for Sega Food Services. John Arnett is an employee, and he is a truck driver. A normal work week for him is 4 days at 10 hours a day, Tuesday through Friday. Paid benefits that the company provides are some paid holidays and 4 personal days per contract year. For this case, the observed holiday for Labor Day was on a Tuesday for John Arnett. He works Tuesday through Friday, so the observed holiday for him was Tuesday. John Arnett took a personal day on Wednesday. He did call in on Tuesday night for that personal day. Arnett did not receive permission from his shift manager or any supervisor calling in for that personal day. I understand that there has been some past practices that the company isn't refusing any of these personal days as long as the employee calls in an hour and a half before his workday. In the end, the union did file a grievance to request that Arnett receive his holiday pay. Next slide. Relevant contract provisions. I just wanted to put this up here to point out what these provisions say in Article 7 and Article 23 in relation to the holidays and leaves of absence. Just to point out that that the employee needs to work the immediate day before and immediately after the holiday to be able to get that pay benefit, that holiday pay benefit. And this rule is only waived if there's prior authorization that the employee can take it off. And this has to be a plan. This has to be approved for it to be waived. If he had a sickness or injury, this can also play in a part that he is able to get that holiday pay as well. Next slide. The position on the issue for me as the HR director is Arnett is not entitled to this pay. That Arnett did not work the Wednesday after the observed holiday on Tuesday, and this is the immediate day following the holiday, so he doesn't fulfill the terms and conditions to get that paid holiday. He did not have a proven sickness or injury that would allow him to receive this pay, so he is not able to get the pay. Next slide. Arnett did not get prior approval, so he is not able to say that he had prior approval to get the pay, so he's not getting the pay. I understand that there's been some past practices that we mentioned, but this isn't prior approval. And calling in the day before, I want to make sure that it doesn't qualify for prior approval the day before, an hour and a half before your shift. It doesn't, even though they allow it, it does not qualify as approval. Next slide. When presenting this case, as a company and myself, we need to keep in mind to be ethical and open-minded. Because being ethical is important because every grievance is an opportunity for a positive and a negative outcome. We want the culture of the company to be ethical. We want to be able to have the correct decision in the end, what's best for the employee, what's best for the company, and show that we care. So we have to be ethical. We have to, whatever we find, we have to bring it forth. And we also need to be open-minded because the company is working with the union, not against it. So we need to work together to have high quality solutions. It's shown in this, on this slide, a quote that is saying that we have to be able to be open-minded so we have the best outcome. We don't want to just think we're right and miss things. Next slide. So the plan of action for this is to definitely follow up on the grievance. We have to recognize that the union is the bargaining agent, so we have to work with the union, and because they have the right to represent the employee. Next, I want to read the union requirements. I don't want anything to be misinterpreted, or if the language is unclear to me, the company, the union, we need to discuss it. I want to have a thorough way of looking at it so nothing can be turned around to say that, oh, but what about this? I want to read it thoroughly. I want to investigate. I want to make sure that I talk to his shift manager, that nothing was, maybe it was documented, but it wasn't turned in. Maybe they said, oh, as long as you remind us on Tuesday that you need to take a personal day, but we approve it now. I don't want to miss any paperwork. I don't want to miss any details that could cause this decision to not be right, to not make the ethical decision, because I need to do my due diligence to be thorough in the investigation. So we need to verify there's no sickness, there's no injury that happened prior to the week that was the holiday. And we just need to make sure that we're talking to the union and the employee if there's any details, because this is what's going to be important in attitudes in the end, is to make sure we're being thorough to show that we care. Everyone has to accept the decisions in the end. Next slide. After those steps are done, we need to present to the union. It is important to respect the union process and to make sure that we are being thorough, that we are doing what the grievance is asking us to look at this. Yes, we see that you want us to pay, but it is not supposed to be paid. He didn't follow the contract provisions. So we need to make sure that we respect the union and we do whatever's possible, that it can be an easy and effective way for them to facilitate mutual cooperative exchange. So this is what's important. It's important to adhere to the process. So it's important to respect the union process and to adhere to it, to not veer off the way. Employees need to be accepting these decisions. Everyone involved needs to accept the decision. And that's what's important, and that's why you have to follow the grievance plan and investigate thoroughly. Thank you.